What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Spider Cal coming back to you one more again with another YouTube video, and I want to talk about real quick the whole Logan Paul controversy. I'm literally just hearing about this today, about the whole the video he uploaded about, you know, finding a suicide victim in suicide forest, I think it's called. It's somewhere in Japan or something like that. And the controversy with like the country, I guess you might well say, or the world, or you know, like so many people are really going at this kid's neck, and that's really what he is. He's a kid, you know, like he's an adult, but he's a young adult, you know. I want to, first off, before I get into this, I want to apologize. I'm about to head out. I'm in my car. If it's noisy, it's because I got the heat going. I'm trying to warm up the car before I get up out of here. But I want to touch real quick on how I feel about, you know, what I heard, what I saw, you know, and what I feel about it. I saw the video of him going to suicide forest and supposedly discovering a suicide victim of a guy that hung himself on a tree. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, because I had to do a lot of digging to find the video, because this thing is so bad for Logan that he took the video down. I'm assuming the very next day or day after, you know, a couple days after. I don't know, but he took the video down. But you know, once you put things on the internet, it's there forever. You know, it doesn't matter if you take stuff down or not. You know, especially if it's something as viral as this, someone's gonna see it, they're gonna grab it, and you know, and they're gonna re-upload it. But I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. You know, that's not the purpose of this video. So I want everyone to calm down. But me personally, after seeing the video, I personally feel like the video is fake. I personally feel like the video is fake. I don't feel like it was an actual suicide victim. I don't think it was I don't think it's anything like that. You know, because honestly, what are the chances? You know, you decide to go to Japan and you want to go to suicide forest or whatever, a place called suicide forest, and in broad daylight, early in the morning, you know, you could have went any direction in the forest, but you happen to stumble upon, you know, a young gentleman that just recently, you know, committed suicide in the forest, like, you know, just did it. And another reason why I feel like it was fake, because I've seen and discovered many of dead bodies. You know, I had some family members that committed suicide in the past, and through my own life experiences, you know, I've encountered a lot of dead bodies. You know, even in my other profession, you know, because I'm a CDL driver now. I just recently started driving, but before I was doing that, I've been doing CNA work since 2001. So I have so many experiences, you know, taking care of people that's on hospice, you know, coming into their room, and a gentleman or or a woman, you know, a patient that was on hospice, you know, they died. You know, I remember this one incident where, I know that have directly have anything to do with the whole Logan Paul thing. I'm just saying in general. I remember this one time where I've developed this really close bond and relationship with this one resident. He was the best resident, or one of the best, if not the best resident I ever had the pleasure of, you know, doing care for and taking care of, you know, while I was working at this particular facility. And I remember talking to him and you know, laughing with him. You know, I just put him back in the bed, because he's a Hoyer lift. He couldn't move, and it hurts him to move. I think he had cancer. I can't remember. There was something going on with him where it was really painful for him to move. And he asked for ginger ale. He loves ginger ale. He always wants ginger ale. And he asked me if I could get him some ginger ale. And I literally left his room for maybe 5 minutes to get his ginger ale. Came back, maybe even less than that. And came back and he was gone. You know, and you know, as a CNA, you know, if you have patients that pass away, you know, it's your responsibility to wash the body, redress the body with clean clothes and stuff like that. Because when you die, you know, you urinate, you know, and defecate on yourself. So when I saw the person that I guess committed suicide, or they're displaying that committed suicide on Logan's video, he had the whole body, you know, panned to like his bottom half up to his upper half. There was no urination, you know, he did not pee on himself. He was clean, no defecation, none of that. And I'm telling you guys, especially like when you hang yourself, something like hanging yourself, why are you struggling? Because if you decide to commit suicide and you do something like hanging yourself, you're still gonna struggle against it. It's like human nature. It's instinct. You know, you struggle against it. And if you're dying, things like peeing on yourself, or you know, or defecate on yourself, is going to happen. You know, I've seen it. You know, I've seen it. You know, not necessarily the whole hanging part, but you know, when people pass, you know, they soil themselves. This guy was completely clean. His hands was purple, but to me it didn't look like a discoloration of purple. It looked like somebody painted his hands, to me. And he wasn't hanging on a tree or a branch. The rope was not knotted. It was just tied or just wrapped around a branch maybe like 3 times. And where the guy was, he was standing up, like he had the noose, I'm assuming, because like when I saw the video, they like blurred the guy's face but showed everything else, so I couldn't see the noose on his neck or anything like that. All I could see, like, you know the forest and the tree, this over exaggerated super long rope, like wrapped around like 3 times, and then like the rest of the slack of the other end of the rope was on the ground. This guy was like standing. He was standing like leaning over the tree, but he's supposed to be hung himself. Like you could clearly see his feet touching the ground. That's not hanging yourself, you know. I never seen that type of hanging before, you know. And usually when someone like really hangs themselves, you know, they do it from a distance. I mean, you know, they put themselves someplace way up high, you know, and 9 times out of 10, you know, when you hang yourself, you know, your neck, your head might pop off, you know. I've seen that before. Not in person, but, you know, I've seen instances where, you know, that happened and, you know, the head came right off. I personally feel like that the video is fake. But if it's not, my apologies. I'm not trying to sound insensitive about the whole thing. This whole issue is serious. Regardless if it's real or if it's fake, I will agree that the video as a whole is in bad taste. The video is definitely in bad taste. But after watching the video, I do not feel that Logan Paul deserves the threats, the insults, and just like the continuous backlash that he's been getting. Even after he apologized twice, you know, like it's like people want blood, you know, it's like they want him to die. Like, for example, I say shame on Aaron Paul, the guy that plays, what did he play in Breaking Bad? Jesse, the actor that plays Jesse in Breaking Bad. He put up a comment, you know, it was fine in the beginning, you know, basically saying he can't believe, you know, you would do something like that, shame on you, blah blah blah. And then at the end of it told him to burn in hell, or he hopes he burns in hell, or something. Like, he doesn't deserve that, man. You know, just to say, let's just say that the video is absolutely real and someone did commit suicide. I personally don't believe it, just because the angle, the dude was standing up with a rope tied to you, like, that's not how you hang yourself. But, you know, but if it is, my apologies. Logan did not cause that person to do what he did. You know, the way he recorded everything and then uploaded, and, you know, the little jokes here and there that they was throwing in the video was definitely in bad taste. But it wasn't warranted for anyone to say, you know, I hope you burn in hell. You know, like, why would you say that? You know, he's a kid, man. He's a young adult, and they're gonna make mistakes. Adults make mistakes all the time. We have a president in the office constantly making mistakes that he knows is a mistake, and we still got people supporting him to the T. You know, dude that plays as Jesse on Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul. You know, you should be ashamed of yourself for saying something like that, you know, to this kid. Kids do stupid shit, and when it comes to the level of disrespect for people and, you know, the dead, it's just the society we living in now. You know, like, we're so quick to jump on the bandwagon and spit hate about a person because of something that we feel that's offensive. We'll talk about killing that person, or just continuously spit hate at that person, instead of, you know, reprimanding that person and educating that person. Logan doesn't need death threats. He doesn't need grown-ass adults telling him, you know, they hope he burns in hell, you know, so on and so forth. He needs, you know, someone to sit down and talk to him and educate him. You know, like, Logan Paul is the product of this current generation of kids coming up today. Like, this current generation are, and excuse me, because I know I can never say this word right, desensitized. Like, the way they condition with music, movies, TV shows, like, all that crap, social media, all that crap. Like, all of us as a whole, but especially the kids coming up, they're desensitized from things that they should take seriously and shouldn't even want to touch or to joke about. You know, like, Logan Paul needs education. You know, he needs prayer. He needs someone to sit down with him and, you know, and speak to him on an intellectual level and educate him and pray with him. You know, he needs prayer. You know, I don't look at him as a scumbag. You know, people call him scumbag. You know, like, I saw a lot of reviews on YouTube, like, for Everworld or for Neverworld, you know, which is another reviewer that, you know, I'm a fan of. But I don't agree with him calling him a scumbag. Even before he did any of this video even happened, he said he's always been a scumbag. You know, him and his brother, like, they're scumbags and stuff like that. That's not for you to say, bro. Like, a lot of people say a lot of shit about you too. You know, like, people just, I just don't understand the appeal on hating one another. And then people want to claim that they're so strong and strong-willed and this, that, and the third. You're not strong, man. You know, if you're one of those people that likes to jump on the bandwagons and kick people when they're down, if you're one of those people that like to verbally or physically hurt or abuse other human beings, you're weak. True strength comes from love. Not everybody can do that. That's why it's true strength, because everyone cannot just show love to another person. We can hate on each other. We can do heinous acts towards one another, but we can't just express love and show love and help, you know, another human being and just continuously pass that forward to the next person, you know, on a day-to-day basis, the way we was originally designed to be when you talking about, when you're speaking in a spiritual manner. But I don't feel like, you know, I feel he needs to be reprimanded and talked to. I don't feel like he needs to be threatened. I don't feel like he needs to be called all these names, scumbag. I don't feel like, I definitely don't feel like he should burn in hell, you know, or be told he should burn in hell. You guys are wrong for that. Because let's say, for example, all right, you guys call yourselves outraged over the lack of respect him and his crew or his friends showed this person that supposedly committed suicide. You guys don't personally know him. How do you know that the reason why he's so over the top and the way he is because he has self-conscious issues? Maybe he's insecure about himself. A lot of people, how many times we've seen or heard actors and actresses that we thought was like on top of the world, having the time of their lives, and then they try to commit suicide, or they did commit suicide, or, you know, they're on drugs, like something crazy happened where you find out like all this other stuff behind the scenes is happening in their lives, you know, because like what people of entertainment, what you see when it comes to like actors, actresses, musicians, even people like YouTubers, Aaron Paul and all them, not Aaron Paul, Logan Paul and all them, it's a mask, man. It's entertainment, you know. And I'm not saying that the suicide video he put up is entertaining or his form or entertainment. It was wrong. I want to say that verbatim. It was wrong. But I'm just saying these personalities are masks. That's all they are. We don't know what's going on in their everyday lives, you know, when they go home and stuff. Like, we don't know what they go through. So how do you guys don't know that when he sees, you know, responses like from Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad was an amazing show, you know. I was a fan of Aaron Paul, you know, because of the show. So what if Logan was a fan too? I'm sure he was, and he sees something like that and he's just so distraught. On top of what's her face, Sansa Stark, I don't know her real name, from Game of Thrones. She throw in her 2 cents. Everybody's on this kid. What if he commits suicide over this? And then everybody will go like, oh, you know, people were so wrong, you know, what he did was wrong, but he didn't deserve, what I'm saying right now, he didn't deserve to be threatened or this and that, the third, and, you know, didn't everybody want to jump on the bandwagon feeling bad for Logan Paul? You know, stop it, man. Stop it. You know, stop it. I feel bad for Logan Paul because he don't know any better. He does not know any better, and he doesn't have anybody in his circle to teach him any better. None of his friends. Where's his parents at? You know, I know he's, you know, a young adult. He's doing his own thing. He's making his money and stuff. But even still, you know, he should have some kind of positive influences in his life that will steer him away from crazy stuff like that. You know? And like, just real quick, I want to say, you know, to RACKA RACKA, you know, because that's another famous YouTube channel. Before Logan did this, RACKA RACKA went to that suicide forest. And I feel like, you know, me personally, I feel like going to that forest and recording it as a whole is disrespectful. You know, it's like, I don't want to see that shit. You know, like, who wants to see you walk through the woods at night in a place called the suicide forest? You know, and the only reason why I watched the Logan Paul video because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. But that RACKA RACKA video, like, I think the same video was like them walking through suicide forest, talking a lot of shit, making a lot of jokes, and then like they bought or got the original Annabelle doll or something and brought it home. Stuff like that is demonic to me. You know, stuff that deals that around demons and stuff like that. You stay away from things like that. But again, because this current system of things, the people in the current generation are so desensitized, you know, with stuff like death and killing and murder and suicide. You know, it's all a joke to them, you know. So, you know, some things of Racka Racka I dig and enjoy, and some things I do not. I just can't sit there and watch it, you know. Just like Logan Paul. There's a lot of things in Logan Paul that I enjoy. He did one video, I think it was titled my last vid before I become a superstar, where he was just doing stupid stuff, like he ran up to a random female, like, can I get your number? She's like, okay. And then I forgot what music was playing in the background, but all his boys like, oh, and he's looking like he's the man, you know what I'm saying? Stupid stuff like that is funny to me. And a video where he's in the house and they're kind of like doing a parody of, I think it's called Lights Out or something. Something like that. Lights Out. I think it's called Lights Out. It's a horror movie where when you turn off the lights, you see an image figure of a ghost or something, and then when you turn the lights back on, it's gone. And then that's what he was doing. He was in the hallway. He turned the light off. There was something at the end of the hallway. It was him and his boy. He turned it back on, it was gone. Turned it off, there it was. Turned it back on, it was gone. And he kept doing that until the thing showed up right in front of him. And he was, whoa! And it was beating the hell out of the thing. And then out of nowhere, from like in the same hallway, one of the bedrooms, a chick just came out screaming, already screaming, coming out the room. Ah! With a chair hit the ghost, and he would scream back into the bedroom. Like, stuff like that is funny. Stuff like that is entertaining to me. Not all the, you know, going to suicide forests and, you know, and you know, disrespecting, you know, people that actually committed suicide for whatever reason, you know, in that forest. You know, we need to respect the dead. We also need to respect the living, you know, but because people that go through suicides and stuff like that, I had a harsher, when I was young, when I was in my early 20s, 21, 22, I used to have a harsh outlook about people that committed suicide, you know, because I didn't fully understand. I wasn't fully educated, you know. I don't know what these people go through. You know, I don't know what's going on in their lives. It could be a health issue, like some kind of mental issue. It could be something where they're getting abused, you know, like, we don't know. So that's why we should work harder to be a positive influence in different people's lives while they're alive. You know, let's not wait till after they die or commit suicide or whatever happens, you know. Let's be there for them while they're still living. He doesn't deserve the threats and to be told that, you know, he's a piece of shit and he should die, you know, or he should burn in hell. I hope he burn it. He don't deserve that stuff, man. What he deserves is education. That's what he deserves. Because this kid, because that's, again, I say he's a young kid, he might, you know, after apologizing twice and people are still on him, it seems like he makes it worse on himself by trying to apologize. You know, you never know, this kid might end up taking his own life. It might become too much for him when you got the whole world coming at you. You know, he might end up taking his own life. You know, all I'm gonna do is just flip the middle finger at anybody that be like, oh, you know, my heart goes to Aaron Paul and his family. You know, like, yeah, it was bad what he did, but I didn't want the guy to die. You know, this and that and the third. So what did you do while he was still alive and he was going through all this shit? You know, didn't I see you on the video? Didn't you make a video calling him a piece of shit and this and that and the third? Wasn't that you on Instagram or whatever y'all use, that social media? You know, I don't be on all that social media, so I'll only do Facebook. That's it. You know, all that social media shit is just too much for me. You know, I don't want people all in my business, you know, my personal life and stuff like that. You know, recording every single thing. You know, I would like for something to come out of doing these like movie reviews and videos on YouTube and stuff like that, because I'm an inspired actor myself. You know, I am, and I would love to be in the entertainment business where you know, I'm in TV shows or movies or, you know, even a play, you know, like stuff like that. Stuff like that calls to me, you know, like I would love to do things like that. But to have, it seems like the whole world come at this kid, like we don't know the mental state of this kid. He might do something crazy, and I think you guys need to stop. You know, you need to cut that shit out. Cut it out. He doesn't need it. He doesn't deserve it. What he needs is education. What he needs is prayer, you know, and help. That's all, you know. It's sad that we living in a system nowadays where stuff like death and suicide is, you know, could be like kind of made like a joke, you know. He wasn't, when in the video, like him and some of his crew, you know, they were still like, you know, not cracking jokes on the supposed dead guy, but, you know, like, hey, you know, oh my God, how this is crazy, you know, act like stupid ass kids, you know, laughing like some dumb ass kids. And one response that I found super hypocritical was the Cash Me Outside chick. You know, not to say what she was saying was not right. What she said was right. But I felt like she's a hypocrite because she falls under the same lines of this generation of kids not having no respect for adults like her mom, you know, and just she just desensitized all, you know, from everyday life. You know, like she's one of them like over the top, wilding out type young kids that don't give a fuck, you know. And then like when they're in some kind of scandal or something like that, they want to apologize. Like just stop it, man. Like when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? Because one day, the generation like Logan Paul and the Cash Me Outside chick, they're going to rule this world. They're going to be the ones that's supposed to be making sure that the world keeps on spinning. And if they're not properly equipped, we have no one to blame but ourselves. That's how I feel about it. You know, I feel bad for this kid. You know, I feel bad for this kid. You know, because this whole age of social media is just out of hand, man. It's just so out of hand. You know, I hope he doesn't do anything, you know, to himself because of, you know, all the backlash. You know, what he did was definitely in bad taste. He had no business being in that forest to begin with. He had definitely had no business uploading it, you know, on the internet. But, you know, honestly, you know, I do feel like the whole thing was staged. I feel like, you know, the ambulance and the guy that just came up to him, oh, this is a restricted area, you know, smiling and stuff like that. I feel like there was all, like, you know, part of his crew. Because RACKA RACKA has crew too, you know, like stunt crew and actors and stuff like that. They got like the old little factory or whatever where they, you know, test different special effects out and explosions and stuff like that. I kind of feel like this might be fake, but it's still in bad taste regardless if it's fake or it's real. You know, suicide is nothing to poke fun of. It's nothing to laugh about. You know, it's just one of those things that you just don't put on video. You know, you don't upload it on the internet, you know, just so you can get likes and views and, you know, so on and so forth. You know, if he really feels ashamed, you know, that's good. You know, that's a start. You know, he should feel ashamed of himself for doing what he did, because what he did was extremely wrong. I do personally feel like he did it, you know, for likes and attention, you know, make himself, you know, he's one of them big over the top internet sensations, you know. I don't know if he's still gonna still gonna be around after this, but you know, they're kids, man. You know, when we just gotta better educate these children. That's all it is. We need to better educate these children, and we need to treat each other better while we're still living, not after the fact when we die or whatever the case may be. That's all I really wanted to say about it. Sorry if it's too long, 30 minutes. Wow. All right, you guys, I'm gonna head out. Peace.